miles out of this fight. And Seal doing anything he can to delay. Spots one in the long angle, spots one in the smoke. Knows he's on the spike, knows he's got the clutch! Steal!
How you going today, guys? My name is Kilk, and today I wanted to go through the disguised first Oxygen Esports game in the NA Open Qualifier, discussing their team comp strengths and weaknesses, breaking down some pivotal rounds, but also some things that you should be aware of, and ideas that you can take into your own games. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with team comp, and you'll notice that neither team ran a Duelist, rather both favouring the double controller playstyle, with Disguise favouring the double initiator and Oxygen going for the double sentinel. The Viper and Astra combo is a very common pick. Being able to section off half of B means you can methodically clear out sections, rather than being exposed to so many angles as you round the corner. Vision denial from the wall and recalled stars means you can control and take space really well and quickly, which makes the map a lot easier to play. The Fade and KO combo is super powerful, especially if you're leaning towards a slower, more methodical approach to the map, which is what Disguise went for. Compared to, say, the double Duelist comp that Sentinels ran in the Ludwig Tarek Invitational that capitalizes off the explosive nature of the comp. Oftentimes, you'll see KO throw their 0 point at the extremities, either getting information for rapid or lack of aggression, or setting up timings for their team to take space off of. Coupled with the Fade Prowlers to clear out the twists and turns and horde over the rooftops, you're able to get so much information to be able to work the map, as you'll see in the examples ahead. You're also able to do sick combos like this from Sentinels, where as the enemies turn to break the Prowler, they're blind from an overhead flash. The Sage pick from Oxygen offers a lot of stall, and the barrier to section off entrances or to plant safely. Killjoy is just a solid pick, being only second to Astra on Pearl. Plenty of control in mid, and the windy nature of the map means you can actually cover a lot of space and still be in range of your utility. With comps out the way, let's see how Disguised outbrained and outgunned Oxygen. Starting off on round 1, Disguised are set up for an A default, with Viper watching B long in case Oxygen want to get aggressive, and Killjoy ready to swing off their turret in mid. Oxygen, on the other hand, have a setup 4 towards mid and Killjoy solo holding B, ready to fall back and play retake with the Nano Swarm on default and an alarm bot in CT. Disguised contact all the way onto site, but Verno catches a sick timing onto Exalt, and that causes Oxygen to start gently rotating over towards A, having not seen anything elsewhere. Steel clears flowers and a Haunt secret implies they're all towards the connector and art area, and the spike goes down for backside. What goes around comes around, and Clear repays Verno execution style. Pawnee gets the trade onto Ziff, and Clear, being a player down, wants to group up with his team, who have taken a lot of space towards CT. With so much control of backside, Disguised know Oxygen can only come from art or late CT, so Steel smokes and Gravwell's art, denying the 3 members the ability to trade their Killjoy. The exchanges go very favourably for Disguised, and Clear is able to clean up the 1v1 to take pistol. Moving on to round 3 and its Disguised's bonus. It's a great example of how powerful the default is, and why you should always be keeping tabs on where your opponents are. Disguise are on a 2-2-1 default, with KO initially helping Viper get posted up B long, then rotating over towards mid. Viper spots Sage jump spotting in halls as KO throws his 0 point lineup for connector, and he flashes into B link, closely followed by Fade and Killjoy. The Nano and Snakebite separate them, and Scuba puts his team up 5v4. As KO died, however, note his 0 point landing, pinging the Fade and Killjoy. The picture is being painted, with 4 players accounted for, 2 towards B and 2 around the connector area, meaning only Astra hasn't been seen, and is likely solo towards A. Fade rushes back to get the spike, as Clear should be getting vacked for this shot. Killjoy works slowly up towards Art and catches a god timing as Randy recalls his turret, since he wanted to rotate towards B. Steel punishes Verno for only having light shields, and knowing that he should be the only player on site, he quickly smokes up and secures the rifle. The plant comes through, and Steel is playing towards backside with Gangster default. Ziff in Art and Clear, clearing out flank, on his way to join them. Take a close look at this sick coordination from Disguised. Contact gets made towards Secret, and instantly Steel places a star flowers. He grab-wells, then instantly turns to double swing with Gangster and gets the frag onto Randy Savage. Now he does get instantly traded, but in a 3v2 and time getting low, Oxygen have no real choice but to save their 2 rifles for the next round, as Disguised convert the bonus. Round 8 and Disguised are set up for a B default, with 2 players towards long and the remaining 3 towards link. Oxygen, on the other hand, are looking to get aggressive up B long, sending 3 and leaving Killjoy to cover all of mid, and Astra deep backside A. Clear smoke really denies them from getting any more aggro and draws out the Prowler. He expertly dodges the Haunt as his teammates have contacted with the Killjoy utility, causing both Fade and Viper to rotate away, leaving Sage posted up with an AWP, who manages only to leg clear, but he sticks around anyway to guard the flank. Mitch swings Link, but whiffs as Gangster is able to Prowler into Con, then secure the frag. They util dump Randy, and the Nightfall Deep tags no one else, which means Sage and Viper are likely still around the B area, because let's be real, if you swing like 3 people in Link, you're gonna stick around B. Again, knowing that Astra is solo, likely towards A, they pivot and Astra's good for 2. Lockdown used and Mitch rezzed, Scuba tries to make a sick timing play, but falls short. Clear can now hear the last 2 members around Link and Con, as you can see the pings come through. With an alarm bot in sewers, Clear just has to watch mid, and Steel gets a huge timing through sewers, and Disguise get to 5. The very next round, and Disguise are running a 1-1-3, with Viper B long and Killjoy in mid, the exact same setup as pistol round. This time, however, they aggressively take space up A main. 0 point up top, and a seized and a recalled star to get into position. They contact with Astra and he immediately smokes it. Disguise leaves Steel there as the rest pivot towards B, where Clear has been making presence, but since he does that every round, doesn't really telegraph anything. As his teammates start getting closer, he makes his way to Pillar. The Cosmic Divide comes through and a 0 point tags close sight, including behind screens, where unfortunately for Mitch, he was trying to get cute. The Haunt then tags Randy and he gets prowled and Disguised have secured sight. Planted for long and are up 5v3. Now, I don't know if Clear DC'd, but he doesn't move at all and Verno is able to secure hauls alongside Scuba. They're able to turn their attention to long after the nano gets popped, now putting them in a 3v1 with Steel hustling on the rotate. And I don't know who said this guy was washed, but the boomer aim comes through and Steel clutches it out. Switching to the defense side pistol, Disguised are set up 2-1-2, having Killjoy on mid duty. Fade and Astra push up A main with a Haunt and recalled star, with Fade then rotating towards Art, leaving Steel posted up. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Viper and KO are pushing up B long, and after the 0 point tags no one, KO rotates to B link, leaving Clear posted up. With both members in such forward positions, they already have so much control and can gain a lot of early information. Steel gets contact in A and backs off as Clear picks off Randy over at B. Oxygen scale up A but get met with so much store utility. Initially the C's from Fade, followed by the smoke and the nano should they want to push out. As the seconds tick down, they're burning map presence and Mitch makes contact with the turret in Art. But because of Bled's so much map control, Exile is just able to sneak up on him. Oxygen try to back up towards mid, but a well-timed 0 point gives their plan away. They cut noise and re-hit A, but a perfectly timed grab well catches them. The remaining Disguise members rotate in and clean up the 3v2, once again securing the pistol round. Moving on to round 16, and Disguised are in a similar setup, but they want to get aggressive off the rip. Oxygen have been making presence mid, so Exalt 0 points B long, allowing Clear to once again scale up. He then throws a sick pop flash for Clear to swing off of, but it's just a little too early, but does actually allow the Viper to get all the way up B long and hide behind this platform. He's good for 1, but does get traded out. Oxygen get the res off, putting it back into a 5v4. They run the clock down to 30 seconds and begin their execute. But because they've taken so long, the rotates have come in really quickly. They util dump site and plant the spike behind the wall, but unfortunately, Scuba butchers it and doesn't turn around, thus breaking the wall and he gets destroyed. Verno is on an extremely late flank and is unable to assist his team as Steel picks them off one at a time. They secure the round and they go on to win the map. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you'd like to see more content like this, please consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me. Until next time, see ya!